What if living alone after 60 isn't lonely, but liberating? For decades, we've been told that aging without a partner or family nearby leads to isolation, boredom, and even decline. The image of the lonely old man is so ingrained. It's easy to fear solitude as a sign of fading health. But what if that assumption is completely backward? What if living alone, on your own terms, actually leads to greater mental clarity, emotional peace, and even physical resilience? As a physician who's spent over 30 years studying human health and behavior, I've seen this firsthand. Neuroscience now confirms it. Geriatric studies support it. And the real stories you'll hear today prove it. In this video, we'll explore 8 specific, science-backed reasons why living alone after 60 might be the healthiest decision you ever make. And stay with me. The final benefit may just change how you view aging forever. Benefit number 1. Total autonomy over your routine. One of the biggest benefits of living alone after 60 is simple. You get to decide your daily routine. No more adjusting to someone else's meal times, sleep schedule, or habits. And this freedom does more than just feel good. It's actually good for your health. As we age, our body's internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, becomes more sensitive. That means our bodies respond more strongly to light, sleep, food, and movement. When you live alone, you can let your body guide you naturally. And that's powerful. There's a man I once met, Mr. Howard, 71, a retired chef. For over 30 years, he woke up at 4:30 a.m. for work. Even after retiring, he kept that habit until he started living alone. Without needing to adjust for anyone else, he tried waking up without an alarm. He began sleeping until 7:30 or 8, having slow mornings with sunshine and coffee. Within weeks, his energy came back, his mood improved, and he felt younger. Science backs this up. A study from the National Institute on Aging found that older adults who manage their own routines feel less stress and more mental focus. Here are a few tips you can try at home. Get outside for 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight. It helps reset your sleep-wake cycle. Avoid alarm clocks when possible. Let your body wake up naturally. Eat when you're truly hungry, not just when others eat. When you live by your own rhythm, your sleep improves, energy becomes steady, and your mind feels clearer. Living alone gives you something many people lose in later life, the freedom to listen to your body. And when you do, your body listens back. Benefit number 2, cognitive clarity from emotional quiet. Another huge benefit of living alone after 60 is the peace and quiet, not just outside, but inside your mind. When you live with others, even people you love, you're often thinking about their feelings, moods, and needs. This kind of emotional work can tire your brain, even if you don't notice it happening. When you're always adjusting to someone else's mood, your body makes more of a stress hormone called cortisol. Over time, high cortisol can affect your memory, your focus, and even your mood. You may feel forgetful, tired, or anxious and not know why. That's what happened to Frank, a 68-year-old widower. After his wife passed, he told me, at first the house felt too quiet. But then something changed. My headache stopped. I started remembering things better. Frank realized he had been carrying stress for years, just from trying to keep the peace at home. Science agrees. A study from the University of California showed that men over 60 who began living alone had fewer stress symptoms and better memory after just a few months. When your home is emotionally quiet, your brain finally gets to rest and reset. You don't have to explain your feelings or tiptoe around someone else's. You just get to be yourself. A few simple things can help. Start and end your day with quiet time. No TV, no phone. Keep your space calm and uncluttered. Try writing in a journal. It helps clear your thoughts without needing to talk it out. Living alone isn't lonely. It can be mentally freeing. It gives your brain space to breathe. And in that quiet, your clarity and calm come back. Benefit number 3, rediscovery of identity. For many older men, decades of life have been shaped by duty, providing for a family, succeeding at work, being a partner or father. Over time, these roles can feel like masks worn for the benefit of others. But what happens when those roles fade? Living alone can give you the rare chance to ask a powerful question: who am I when no one else is around? According to Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory, the later stages of life involve a deep reflection on identity and purpose. If that reflection is constantly interrupted by social noise or emotional labor, the process stalls. Solitude, especially in a calm and familiar space, allows that question to surface and be explored. You begin to notice what you reach for when no one's watching. What hobbies spark your curiosity again? What music feels like you and not just background noise? Take Charles, a 75-year-old retired postal worker. After moving into a quiet apartment following the loss of his wife, he found himself rearranging the bookshelf one morning. Behind a row of old cookbooks, he found his first camera, an old Nikon from his 20s. He cleaned it up, took a walk, and started snapping photos again. Within months, photography wasn't just a hobby. It was a part of him that had been waiting all those years. Living alone gives men the freedom to reconnect with forgotten passions, to experiment without judgment, and to reflect without interruption. You're no longer adjusting to someone else's opinions or expectations. You're creating your own space, both physically and emotionally. This rediscovery isn't about turning back the clock. It's about honoring the man you've become, with all his stories and strengths, and giving him room to keep evolving. You can reinvent your routines, your purpose, and even how you see yourself. And that kind of growth, quiet, personal, and deeply honest, is a gift that only solitude can offer. Benefit number 4, financial and lifestyle control. As we age, financial clarity becomes not just a matter of comfort, but one of health. Multiple studies, including the AARP Retirement Report, show a strong link between reduced financial stress and improved well-being, better sleep, lower blood pressure, and even greater life satisfaction. Living alone places you squarely in control of your money and your priorities. There are no surprises in shared spending, no quiet resentment over someone else's habits. You alone decide how to allocate your resources, what to save, what to spend, and what to let go of entirely. This freedom creates a sense of alignment between your values and your choices. James, 78, experienced this firsthand. After downsizing into a smaller home, he began to track his expenses more closely. He realized he didn't need premium cable, brand-name groceries, or frequent restaurant outings. He started cooking more, using fresh produce from a local farmer's market. With the money saved, he invested in a woodworking bench for his garage. Not only did his stress drop, but his days became more meaningful. Financial control also supports emotional peace. You're no longer stretching yourself thin to meet others' expectations. If you want to splurge on high-quality vitamins or donate to a cause that matters to you, you can guilt-free. That confidence grows over time, and with it comes a renewed sense of independence. There are also tools available to make this process easier. Budgeting apps designed for seniors, such as Good Budget or Mint, help track spending without complexity. Creating a no-obligation list, expenses you no longer want to justify, can also be empowering. Saying no to certain things isn't about being stingy. It's about honoring your current needs. When your money reflects your life, not someone else's, everything becomes clearer. You buy with intention, live with less pressure, and sleep with fewer worries. That calm is not a luxury, it's a health benefit. Living alone can be the turning point where financial decisions no longer feel like stressors, but tools of self-respect and freedom. Benefit number 5, private, empowered health management. Managing one's health becomes more complex with age, but it also becomes more personal. Living alone gives older men a rare and valuable opportunity to manage their health on their own terms, in their own space, and without external pressure. And according to the Journal of Geriatric Medicine, privacy significantly improves adherence to treatment routines, especially in chronic care scenarios like diabetes, hypertension, or arthritis. When no one is hovering, judging, or rushing you, you become more in tune with your own body's needs. You listen more carefully. You adjust without shame. You ask better questions at doctor visits. And most importantly, you follow through. Take Mr. Allen, age 73. After his wife passed, He moved into a smaller apartment and began living alone for the first time in decades. He was managing type 2 diabetes and had always struggled with consistency. But once he had full control of his meal times, medication schedule, and daily movement, something shifted. He started tracking his blood sugar more frequently using a digital glucometer, took walks at times that felt natural to him, and prepared meals that supported his energy, not just what others wanted to eat. Within a year, his A1C improved, his weight dropped slightly, and his doctor called his progress remarkable. Privacy also plays a vital role in conditions that carry social stigma, such as incontinence, mobility challenges, or mental health issues. When living alone, there's no fear of being embarrassed, interrupted, or misunderstood. Tasks like using assistive devices, managing bathroom needs, or taking time for therapeutic exercises can be done with full dignity. To make empowered health management easier, seniors can use medication tracking apps like Medisafe or pill organizers with alarms. Setting daily check-ins, "How do I feel today?" can become powerful habits. These small rituals build confidence and reduce the fear of decline. Living alone doesn't mean facing health challenges in isolation. It means leading your care with intention, privacy, and personal rhythm. For many men, this is the first time they're truly taking the reins, and it shows in better outcomes and deeper peace of mind. Benefit number 6, protection from others' emotional states. It's a scientific fact. Stress is contagious. Neuroscience confirms that just being near someone who's angry, anxious, or overwhelmed can elevate your cortisol levels. Over time, absorbing this emotional residue, often without realizing it, can exhaust your nervous system and cloud your sense of inner peace. Living alone changes that. For the first time, you become the emotional gatekeeper of your own space. No more walking on eggshells. No more adjusting your mood to keep the peace. No more suppressing feelings to avoid tension. You start each day with a clean emotional slate, and that over time creates powerful emotional equilibrium. Take Mike, 70, a retired mechanic who spent 40 years living in a full house. Kids, grandkids, relatives. After moving into a small home by himself, he was surprised by what he didn't feel. It was the quiet, he said. I didn't have to be anyone's emotional cushion anymore. He noticed fewer headaches, less irritability, and, most importantly, he felt emotionally rested for the first time in decades. Emotional independence allows you to experience your feelings without distortion. If you're sad, you sit with it. If you're joyful, you don't have to tone it down. This freedom leads to a deeper understanding of your emotional patterns. You start to recognize what truly nourishes your spirit and what drains it. To cultivate this emotional clarity, small habits can help. Journaling your feelings in the morning or evening, even for just 5 minutes, gives your thoughts structure and space. Practicing slow breathing, 4 seconds in, 4 out, for 2 minutes can reset your nervous system after a stressful call or memory. Living alone isn't about pushing others away. It's about resetting your emotional energy so that when you do engage with others, you show up whole and grounded, not depleted. You reclaim control of your emotional world, and with that comes a lightness, a steadiness, and a quiet joy that can't be faked. In solitude, emotions stop being reactions and start becoming reflections. And for many men, that's when true emotional healing finally begins. Benefit number 7, purposeful solitude for creativity and healing, 300 words. There's a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness drains you. Solitude restores you. And for many older adults, especially men, learning to embrace solitude becomes a key to rediscovering inner peace and creativity. Scientific research backs this up. A study from a Harvard Aging Brain Project found that intentional solitude is linked to better emotional resilience and stronger memory consolidation. When a mind is free from constant input and social expectations, it begins to process experiences more deeply. This process, often called meaning-making, is essential for healthy aging and emotional healing. Take Ben, 68, who had just retired from a career in logistics. For the first time in decades, his mornings were quiet. No meetings, no rush. At first, the silence felt heavy. But then, he began experimenting with watercolor painting, something he had loved as a child but abandoned in adulthood. A few months later, he was creating serene landscapes inspired by his morning walks. He said it wasn't just art, it was therapy. Purposeful solitude allows the brain to reset. Creative activities like painting, woodworking, gardening, or writing activate the brain's default mode network. This network supports introspection, emotional processing, and future planning. It's not wasted time. It's deep focus. For many men over 60, this period of life offers the perfect opportunity to return to what once lit them up inside. Solitude is the fertile ground where passions grow back. And without the distractions or noise of others' opinions, your creativity becomes pure expression. So, don't fear the quiet. Step into it with intention. Let it become a space for healing, for making, and for becoming. In solitude, you'll often find what was missing all along. Not more noise, but more meaning. Benefit number 8. Selective, more meaningful relationships. As we age, the quality of our relationships becomes more important than the quantity. Living alone empowers you to choose who gets access to your time, energy, and heart. And that choice leads to deeper, more fulfilling social bonds. A major study from the Journal of Gerontology showed that older adults who engaged in intentional social interactions, rather than constant, obligatory ones, reported lower rates of depression, better immune function, and a greater sense of life satisfaction. It turns out that when connection is optional, it's more appreciated. Take Larry, 80, a retired postal worker. After years of strained family dynamics, he made a simple shift. He began visiting his childhood friend, Sam, every Tuesday. They drink coffee, play cards, and swap old stories. It wasn't flashy or frequent, but it was real. Larry said, "I used to think I needed a big family around me. Now I realize I just need one person who sees me." Living alone helps you conserve emotional bandwidth and engage more intentionally. You can take the time to reflect on who uplifts you, who drains you, and who deserves more of your attention. Here's how to deepen connections intentionally. Start a weekly ritual with someone you trust, like a walk, call, or meal. Join a small community aligned with your interests, woodworking, chess, or spiritual groups. Use digital tools to stay connected on your terms, not out of guilt. You're not missing out by not being around people all the time. You're creating space for the right people. People who respect your rhythm, your growth, your values. Living alone allows you to connect from a place of wholeness, not obligation. And that's when relationships become a joy, not a duty. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. Living alone after 60 isn't a sign of decline. It's a gateway to self-mastery. You gain autonomy over your routine, cognitive clarity, a chance to rediscover your identity, and the power to shape your finances. You take control of your health in private, protect yourself from emotional contagion, and step into purposeful solitude. Most importantly, you build better relationships because they're chosen, not imposed. It's time to reframe the narrative. Living alone is not a deficit. It's a deliberate path to strength, clarity, and longevity. So here's your next step. Comment below. Have you experienced any of these benefits in your own life? Which one resonates most? Share this video if you know a father, brother, or friend who needs encouragement on their solo journey. This might be the nudge they need. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly insights backed by science, stories, and strategies, so you can age not just gracefully, but powerfully. Because living alone might just be the start of your most meaningful chapter yet.